피곤해 보이네요. 괜찮으세요? You look exhausted. Are you okay? 힘든 하루였어요. How do we say this in English? 오늘 고객 불만 사항이 몇 건 접수되었거든요. I got several customer complaints today. Oh, 이런 스트레스 받으셨겠어요. Oh dear, how stressful. Alright, let's see the complete dialogue. Yes, I had a hard time. 이 dialogue은 정말 우리 여러분들이 다 I think you can probably use the same expressions in this dialogue because yes, it's stressful, you're exhausted, and you're just tired. Alright, so let's look at this whole dialogue. First line, you look exhausted. Are you okay? You look exhausted. Are you okay? Alright, so 여기서는 tired가 안 나오죠? We know what tired means. You look very tired. 이런 것보다는 exhausted. So, 자, 많이 피곤해 보이네요. 네, 괜찮으세요? 여기에서는 사실 그냥 피곤한 게 아니라 많이 피곤한 거죠. So, instead of saying very tired, you want to say, I'm exhausted. 그리고 이 단어를 쓸 때는 그렇게 좀 감정이 같이 가야 되죠. I'm exhausted. 이건 안 되죠, right? So, you look exhausted. Exhausted. 네, 이게 좀 내려가야 됩니다. I'm exhausted. 네, 이럴 때 I'm so tired. 네, 그렇게 하시면 돼요. Are you okay? 괜찮아요? And 힘든 하루였어요. 네, 여러분, we can all say this, okay? 힘든 하루요. 매일이 힘들어요. Okay. How do we say this in English? I had a rough day. Okay, I had a rough day. I got several customer complaints today. I got several customer complaints today. 오늘 고객 불만 사항이 몇 건 접수됐거든요. So, I had a rough day. 자, rough는 의미가, there are many definitions, many meanings for rough, but one of the definition is difficult, challenging, hard, 힘든 하루. I had a rough day. I had a rough time. I'll give you more examples in just a bit. So, 힘든 하루였어요. I had a hard time at work 보다는 I had a rough day. 이렇게도 쓸 수 있습니다. I got several customer complaints. 자, 여기서는 이렇게 서비스를 제공하는 데인데 이 customer complaints는 고객 불만이죠. 이런 거를 좀 몇 개를 받고 막 소리 지르고 짜증내면은 정말 스트레스가 많이 받겠죠. I had a rough day. 그래서 상대방이 Oh dear, 아유 이런 how stressful, how stressful 스트레스를 받으셨겠네요. 여기에서는 how 뭐뭐 할 때 it must have been stressful. I'm sure you were stressed. 그래서 아주 좋은 패턴이에요. 그래서 how terrible, 뭐 how stressful, how wonderful 할 때 그냥 it's wonderful, it's stressful, it's painful 이런 거예요. 감정 있게. Alright, let's look at some key points. Exhausted. exhausted. 네, 이 발음이 조금 어려워요. 왜냐하면 X하고 H가 같이 붙어 있는데 exhausted이에요. exhausted가 아니라 exhausted. exhausted. 한번 연습을 해봐야 돼요. Okay, exhausted. Now, of course, when you are exhausted, you're very tired. So when you say this word, it kind of has to fall. So I'm exhausted. 이렇게 좀 나가야 돼요. Okay, let's look at the sentence. I'm exhausted. I've been working too much lately. I'm exhausted. I've been working too much lately. 정말 피곤하다. 요즘 일이 너무 많아요. Okay? So, I'm exhausted. 네, 느낌 있죠? Okay, all right. Our team was exhausted after wrapping up the project. Our team was exhausted after wrapping up the project. 자, 우리 팀은 프로젝트를 끝낸 후 녹초가 되었다. 네, 그러니까 완전 피곤하고 녹초가 됐다 할 때 exhausted 이렇게 쓰면 돼요. It's exhausting. 어떤 게 나를 피곤하게 하다 그러면 something is exhausting. This is exhausting. 이렇게 쓸 수도 있고요. All right, let's move on to the next key phrase. rough. Okay, rough. 자, 힘든. 네, rough. It has many meanings. 뭐, your hands can be rough in the winter. 네, 그런 rough가 아니라 아주 어려운, 힘든. 네, 이런 뜻입니다. He had a rough time after he lost his job. He had a rough time after he lost his job. 그는 실직한 후 힘든 시간을 보냈다. 그러니까 많은 어려움이 있었다 이런 뜻이죠. 그러니까 정말 인생에서 정말 이제 일을 이루고 얼마나 힘들었겠어요. 네, 그래서 he had a rough time after he lost his job. Let's look at the next one. I had a rough week at work. I had a rough week at work. 자, 직장에서 힘든 한 주를 보냈습니다. So you could have a rough day, a rough time, a rough week or a rough year. 뭐 사업을 했는데 1년 동안 너무 장사가 안 돼가지고 정말 너무 힘들었어요. 그러면 I had a really rough year or even tough is similar too in that case. So you can use it in that sense. All right, so those are our key phrases. Now let's move on to shadowing.